What can you do when you don't understand Portuguese native speakers? They are talking to you, you're talking to them, but then they say something and you just didn't understand anything, or you didn't understand one word, you don't know what to say, you don't know what to do. Olá, I'm Sara. I'm Portuguese teacher. I'm Portuguese, and I'm here to help you enter the Portuguese boat. Well, there are a couple of things that you can say if you don't understand. I have other videos teaching you what you can do to improve your listening comprehension, what you can do to actually understand the Portuguese. I talk about the swallowing, the eating process when the Portuguese just don't pronounce syllables or sounds. But if we are realistic, what actually is going to happen if you are out in real world and you are learning Portuguese, it doesn't matter your language level. Probably there's always going to have some things that you don't understand. And if you want to know the meaning of those sounds and those words that you don't know that person is saying, you need to ask them about a specific word, or to say, oh, sorry, or you didn't understand, but you want to. So what can you do? What can you say? You can say just, sorry, I didn't understand. But you don't have to say that all the time, right? Because it gets a little bit boring for you and also frustrated to say, oh, sorry, I didn't understand. Sorry, can you repeat? Sorry. Or sometimes what you didn't understand wasn't the Portuguese. It was, for example, the point of view, because it's not just about the language. Someone expressed their opinion or said something that they've done, etc., and you didn't understand why they did things in a certain way and not in another way. You don't understand why they act in a certain way. You don't understand their point of view. You understand the Portuguese, but you didn't understand other things that are related to communication. Let's say that conversation was in your native language. The same things were said in your native language. You still didn't understand because it's not a matter of language. It could be cultural, for example. So what Portuguese do when they are in this situation, when they don't understand why people did things the way they did, why they have certain opinion. So, or even it's so noisy in a place and someone says something and the other doesn't understand. I didn't understand you because it was noisy and you need to repeat. Or I didn't understand because I was too tired. It was so difficult to pay attention. So I didn't understand what you just said. So, of course, you can say, desculpe, não entendi, or more informal way, desculpe, não entendi, for sorry, I didn't understood. You can say, can you repeat, please? Pode repetir. Pode repetir. But there's another question that is very good. I like to use very much, which is, como assim? Como assim? Como assim? Como assim? Como assim? Which means, how so? Like, how is this possible? And this question requires an answer that explains exactly what that person just said, but with other words in another way. Como assim? Como assim? How so? And not only that person will explain with other words, but also adding more information, because when you ask como assim, other person understands that you didn't understand the situation, so they will provide more information so you understand what happened, the whole scenario. Como assim? Assim. And now you know, because when people ask you this como assim, like what do you mean, you can also know what to do. You know that como assim means this, and you can reply accordingly. You can also say, eu não percebi bem. Não percebi bem. I don't really get it. I didn't understand it well. That what means. Não percebi bem. I don't really understand it. Não percebi bem. Another one is, desculpa, não apanhei. Não apanhei means I didn't catch it. Let's say that you are very distracted doing something on your phone, and your friend is talking to you, but you just saw something very interesting on Instagram. You weren't paying attention. You thought that you could do two things at the same time, but then something very interesting caught your attention, and you need to watch it. And then you realize that you didn't understand what your friend was saying because you weren't paying attention. So, what can you say? Sorry, I didn't catch it. Não apanhei. Podes repetir? Desculpa, não apanhei. Podes repetir? So, be aware of these situations because, again, it's not just the words itself. It's about the context. And if you want to clarify if you actually understood, because sometimes people are very complicated. They use so many words and with no need. They could be more like straightforward, and sometimes they don't. They use so many words to say something that could be just a few words, or they are shy. They want to say something, but they don't want to say something. And, those kind of situations that people are not that clear. Or, for example, when they say, it happened with me, for example, with my parents. They will say, we need to do this in the house. This table needs to be fixed. This needs to be done, blah, 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 blah. This is a way to them, a way to say that you need to do this done because the table needs to be fixed. I don't want to fix it. Maybe I don't want to fix it, but I'm telling you that the table has a problem and needs to be fixed. So I'm telling you so you know that the table needs to be fixed to be you to fix that. But I'm not telling you I want you to fix the table. So there are also these situations. Something that you can say is, deixa ver se eu percebi. Let me see if I got it. Let me see if I understood it. Deixa ver se eu percebi. This chunk of information, this is a whole sentence, can be used in an authentic way, sincere, honest way, because you really understood. And you just want to clarify. Okay, deixa ver se eu percebi. So he did this, and then you said that, and then the other person said A, and he got mad. It was this, foi isto que aconteceu, was this that actually happened. So in this scenario, or you can also say it in a mean way. Deixa ver se eu percebi. Like facial expression, gestures, saying, deixa ver se eu percebi. So you are telling me that the table needs to be fixed, but you're not capable to tell me that you want me to fix the table. A little bit more mean. Okay, deixa ver se eu percebi. So you wrap up the situation. Doesn't matter if it's a positive or negative, but you sum up, you wrap up, and you say, deixa ver se eu percebi. Okay. Most of the times, when it's a negative situation, a mean situation, when you say, deixa ver se eu percebi, it's kind of ironic because you actually understood the situation, but you are going to say it in a way that is more evident. That is not, for example, is more evident that the other person is taking is trying to take advantage of you. For example, so, deixa eu ver se eu percebi. I know what you're trying to do. I know that you're trying to mess with me. I got you. I know what you're trying to do. Eu sei o que é que estás a tentar fazer. So this is a context. Another thing that you can say is, oh, that means that. Quer dizer que. This also can be used when you have a conclusion. Oh, for example, there was hardcore. Quer dizer que. That means that we are in a place that may be dangerous. Should we move? Right? Quer dizer que. A means B. Quer dizer que means that. Or, for example, someone tells you something new, and then you say, so based on what you just said, so quer dizer que, and you can just rephrase, you can say the same thing that the other person just told you, but you want to check if you really understood correctly. And you can say, quer dizer que, and then you say the information. Are these sentences and questions new for you? If you already knew some of them, let me know in the comments. If you do know some and if you have been using them. And if you really want to understand the Portuguese and you really want to have good and meaningful conversations with them, I prepared the Understand the Portuguese course. It's a course that solves this specific issue, where you're going to learn what happens with every single word that we swallow, that we don't pronounce. Those sounds that you learned when you were learning pronunciation, but in real life, we actually don't say them. We don't pronounce them. Also, listening technique skills, so you can train your ear and understand the Portuguese even more and even better. Link with this course and more information about it is in the description below, and feel free to check it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao!